Okay, let's talk a little bit about selling on OVE.com. First, I want to let you know sort of the advantages to being able to do business this way. So when you offer your inventory for sale on OVE.com, the great thing is that you can have your vehicle in multiple selling channels. So what do I mean when I say that? Basically, you can have inventory on your lot available for retail. You can have inventory on your website or on autotrader.com also available to a retail audience. But you can also put inventory on OVE.com at the same time and have it available to a wholesale audience. So when you think about sort of expanding your buyer base, OVE is a great tool to do that. So in order to sell your cars, you have to go through a couple of steps. We'll start by going to the Sell tab and clicking on Add Vehicles. Okay, so there are several steps to listing your inventory on OVE.com. As you can see, these steps are listed right here at the top. And there are several different ways to input inventory onto the website. The first step is to create a VIN manually, where you actually input the VIN, upload the pictures, and it's a very step-by-step process. The second is to import listings from a CSV file, which is pretty much like an Excel spreadsheet. You can also import listings from autotrader.com and from other sources, which would be like Dealer Specialties and some of our other aggregators. These two ways, I'll go ahead and tell you, are probably the easiest because the pictures are already taken and the information is already provided. I'm going to show you today how to create from a VIN manually. So we're going to walk through the listing process from beginning to end. Okay, so I'm going to be listing inventory for A&H Imports. If you list inventory for multiple stores, you can check in this recently searched area, or you can actually search by typing in the account. And I'm going to go ahead and get started by creating a VIN manually. Now, I went ahead and copied this VIN, so I don't have to type it in key by key. And I'm going to say I want to create this from a VIN manually for OVE.com. And we're going to click Continue. Okay, so here we are in step 2, and I went ahead and filled the information out and saved it as a draft just for the sake of time and so you could get an idea of what this is supposed to look like. Now, as you can see, the system automatically decoded the year, make, and model of the vehicle. And there's also some red asterisks around information that has to be filled out, but it's really to your best interest to fill out as much of the information as you possibly can because you want to provide the buyer with a very detailed description of the vehicle. So let's kind of take a walk through this. So we've got the basic vehicle information and the vehicle specs, which I filled out. I added in all the options. Scrolling down a little bit further, I made sure to note the vehicle condition. Now you have to remember, these vehicles are arbitratable, and it's up to you as a seller to accurately describe the vehicle to buyers who are interested in it. So really take the time to fill this out. Scrolling down just a little bit further, you can see that I filled out the seller disclosure. Again, this will take a little bit of time, but it is so important to make sure that you put all this information in there for the buyer. And then lastly down here, there's a place to actually type seller comments. And this is your chance to really sell the vehicle. So think about all the vehicles that you've sold to your friends or to other dealers over the phone. Think about what you say to that buyer when you're describing the vehicle. That's what needs to go in the seller comments. So remember, you're talking to dealers, you're not talking to retail customers, and the information that shows up on autotrader.com or on your website probably isn't appropriate for this type of environment. So you really want to make sure that the seller comments are what you would want to hear if you were buying this vehicle dealer to dealer. Scrolling down to the very end, you want to make sure that your seller information is correct and that all the information is there in case the buyer does want to contact you. And once you check all that, we're going to click Continue. Here we are at step 3, where we add pictures. And if you have a Facebook page and you add photos to your Facebook page, this process is very similar. So we're going to click Browse, And our folder is going to pop up with our pictures of the Vibe. I'm going to select those photos, and here they are. They appear right over here in the uploaded photos section. I'm going to add one more. And there's my 2 pictures. Now, smart dealers will take pictures of the damage and make sure to upload those pictures as well. But for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to upload these 2 and move along. Okay, here we are at step 4, where we're going to add the price. A couple things to note. The MMR value is provided for you, as well as the Black Book average. And the full MMR details are 1 click away. So you can click on that link and it takes you right into Manheim Market Report. So you can get some ideas on pricing. And you'll notice down here that I offered my vehicle with a bid and a buy now price because I want to make sure that I've maximized my selling exposure to dealers who are interested in bidding on inventory, but also to that one dealer that might have a specific customer for my car and they would want to hit the buy now button. So let's talk for just a second about pricing. I started the bidding at $9,600, which as you can see is right in alignment with MMR. The bid increments at $100. I set my floor price at $9,600, and you're probably wondering why I did that. The reason why I did that is because the first person who bids on my car automatically meets the reserve. So no matter what, this car is going to sell. If anybody bids above $9,600, then that's just extra money for me. But I know that this car is going to sell with the first bid. And I've also listed my buy now price at $10,200, which again is still in alignment with MMR. But I've added in a little bit of cushion for me, just in case somebody really has to have that car. I'll get to make a couple hundred extra bucks. One tip to remember, we want to try to keep pricing between 90 and 100% of MMR. So think about that as you're listing your inventory. If you price your car right and you describe the car properly, you're going to have a lot of success on OVE.com. A couple things about listing duration. We recommend 1 to 4 days. The reason for that is that bidders don't want to wait several days to find out if they won the car. They want to know pretty quickly after they bid. So in my case, I've listed this car for 3 days. The start time is going to be right now. And I do not want to have my vehicle automatically relisted. So once I've completed all this, I can go on to the next step. Okay, so here we are at step 5, which is the last step in the listing process. Here you get a chance to preview the listing before it goes live. So a couple things to note. The selfie is $125. You're also going to want to scroll down here, make sure that this looks great for the potential buyer and that they have enough information to make a smart buying decision. Once you've looked through all this and you're ready to go, click Activate. Your listing will go live, and good luck selling.